What's up, guys? Welcome to the long-awaited and highly demanded 27th C++ tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to protect your display functions from changing your original array. So this is a problem that a lot of programmers have. Whenever they build a display function, then it somehow, one way or another, and I'll probably be teaching you about this later, it changes the value of the arrays when it's just supposed to show them. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to protect your functions from that. So let's first go ahead and make a function to populate an array, and I'll name it int populate, and it's going to take the parameters of an array, and I'm going to name it double and Bucky, and it's also going to take the parameters of the number of elements in the array. So I'm going to name my int limit. Make sure you spell it right. And now we can go ahead and begin building this function. The first thing we want to do is make a temporary variable that is going to store the value. You'll see what it does later. So name it temp or temporary, whatever you want. And now we need to go ahead and build a basic loop. So put for int I equals 0 and I is less than limit, as brought in by this limit right here, and then we just want to do I++ to iterate through the loop. And what do we want this loop to do? Well, for starters, let's just go ahead and give the user a prompt to enter. Say we're gonna have them enter a dollar item for a bunch of different items. So cout, and let's just put something like enter dollars for item, and then say item I+1, and then let's go ahead and we'll add another semicolon, and that looks good. So what this is going to do is just put a prompt out. Say if the limit was 5, it's going to loop through this 5 times and says enter a dollar item for item number 1, for item number 2, for item number 3, 4, 5. And why do you put +1 instead of just I? It's because the array starts at 0, so this way the prompt can start at 1 and go all the way to 0. So now what we have to do is go ahead and have them input that temporary variable, and that looks good, and then store it in the array where the array number is equal to that temporary variable. So now the array index, Bucky 0 is going to be the first thing they entered, Bucky 1 is going to be the second thing they entered, all the way depending on the size of your array. Now make sure I got all my semicolons, and what we can do now is go on and build our second function right here. Now that we got a function to populate the array, we need a function to spit out pretty much the array, just to display it to us. So I'm going to name mine void spit, since void display, it's so boring. And here's how you do this. In order to protect the data from being changed, you need to give it a constant variable type. So instead of int or double, you need to put const, and this will keep your data constant. So now we can go ahead and put double Bucky, just like before, and again we need another variable int n, and this is pretty much just going to be the limit, or however many items are in your array. So let's go ahead and make a basic loop for, and we'll just put same as before, int I, set that equal to 0, and then go ahead and press I is less than n, and then we'll go ahead and do something like I++, just to iterate through it one by one. And now we can go ahead and give this loop a body or some function. So now that we have an array already, we pretty much want to go through the array and output a price per item. So let's just make a simple output. No really thinking here. What you need to do is go ahead and press price for item, then press a space, and then put I+1, and then put something like, let's here we go. Here's a good idea. $, dollar amount. Oh crap! I put a bunch of stickers on my keyboard, so I can't tell what one is the dollar one, but I found it. And now after that, let's go ahead and just output cout Bucky with I, so it loops through the array, and let's just go ahead and end the line so it looks pretty. So right here, what we did is we built a function to populate the array, and we also built a function to pretty much display the array. So let's go ahead and prototype these right now so we don't forget. So go ahead and remember, in order to prototype it, you have to copy that, and under your namespace std, just copy, make sure you don't cut, paste, semicolon, prototype, copy, and semicolon. Now let's go ahead and run this program to well, see if it works. Pretty much what we need to do is make an array, an empty array. So put something like double items and put like 5 elements in it. Doesn't matter how many elements, but 5 looks like a good number. Then store a variable that, well, you'll see what it does. Int size, and set it equal to populate. Since this was, or whatever you named your function right here, and again you need to pass it 2 things. So we're going to pass it the array first, which we named items, in the limit of the array, which is 5. So now add your semicolon for that, and now size is the return value of populate items, or size is this right here. Make sense? So next we need to go ahead and press just call our spit function to spit out the elements of our array. So let's go ahead and press spit and see what parameters it takes. Oh man, my dumb screen capture. So spit takes 2 parameters. It takes an array and it takes a number. So let's go ahead and spit items, since our array is items and our size is 5. So now go ahead and add our semicolon, and let me expand this just because it's bugging me. And now if we did everything right, we can go ahead and execute our array, and it should work out fine. I hope so. I got a feeling I got an error. Uh-oh, come on. No whammy, no whammy. Not bad. So enter dollar for item 1. 32, 45, 65, 76, and 2. And now it just pretty much spits out the array. So here's our first function right here, which adds the elements to the array. And here's our second function, spit, that just spits them out. It goes through a loop and spits it all out. And as you can see, these are the exact same: 32, 45, 32, 45, 65, 76, 2, 65, 76, 2. And that is how you can protect data in your array. And in the next tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys what if you want to change that data in your array and you actually want to change the value of it. I'm going to be showing you guys a real quick function on how to do that. But for this tutorial, that's all I have, so hopefully you learned a little something, but not too much. So thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.